Okay, so I was done with this, but then I figured out how to set the space between the lines. So now I'm just gonna experiment around with what looks good. Uh, so the way that works is you go into this menu here, and you change these accent values. And then if I generate the font, and then I put the font in my settings. Uh, I can replace it, and then I can open up Fusion and test it. Test how far apart that puts it, the different letters. So if I put a text box here, and I go and choose my font, I set it to 5 millimeters, and I put like, see, look, you can see in the sample text, see? The sample text is farther away than it used to be. So if I put like calories, enter like quarters, and then like potato salad. Oh, it's doing it, but it's not. Right? And then if I go ahead and extrude it all out real quick, I can make a sketch here and see how far apart these letters are. And that actually looks pretty good from here. So if I project this, and I just measure this distance between this point and this point, is 2.183, which is pretty good. I think I might change that to, so it's element font info metrics. It said this OS2 tab, by the way, on the left side. I might change that to like 800 and like 75. And apparently all of these accent values should be the same. So now if I close Fusion and then I redo this, yes, and then I open Fusion again, and I start a sketch, and I just do a quick little text box. Not 54. I don't want to do that. Okay, that looks like it's okay. And then if I extrude it like 5, now I can measure. I'm gonna measure all of these actually, because I don't know if you noticed, but when I do the space, it changes the distance between the lines, but only slightly. Okay, so that's 2.22. And this last one is 2.104. 2.224. 2.104. I think that's close enough to 2 millimeters for my purposes. And if I need extra precision, then if I need precision more, or if I need to be more precise than that, right? Then I could just put like these lines here, right? I say I want them 1.2 apart. That's wrong. 1.25, 1.25. Right, and then I could put text box here. And then I could put a text box here. And I could put a text box here. Right? And now these are all separated by the correct amount, right? Or at least they should be. So if I were to make a, because they're supposed to be 5 millimeters, if I, yeah, 1.2 and 1.2. So yeah. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm done. So, yeah. I mean, unless I could figure out how to change the size of the space. That's actually what I was looking up on here. But I can't find anything. Instead, it told me how to change the line spacing. Also, I don't know what the really used typometrics is. I thought it might have something to do with the fact that there being a space in, I don't know. Oh, you know what I just realized? I think I know why the space bar does that. I think I know why having a space does that. It's because this window is probably set to be the whole 1000, and it needs to be something like, what was it, 766? Let's see. There, just go straight to this one. Get info 765.25. Okay, so then that's probably what's going on here. Because this is the space, and I don't know how to change the space of the space, because I want it to be a little bigger than it is. But I can't find it. Right? Because, like, design spacing metrics and kerning, and that doesn't tell me how to change the space of the space. Unless it's actually just, hang on. Maybe I just have to change the, set width to like What is the width of the, what's the width of an N? 796. Alright, let's set that one to like 750 then. I see what happens when I generate this. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so what I just did was I just put this thing that just works now into a folder where it won't get replaced when I generate this new font in case the new font doesn't work. Okay. So now if I go into... Did I close the settings or does the settings just automatically close? I think I probably just closed it. Okay, so if I open up Fusion... So, put a text box, select my font, okay, so that did change it, okay, but now I need it to be smaller than that, so... If it was set to, what was it set to? $750? Okay. Real quick, how much does that give me? Hang on. It should have been 5. Okay. $4.9. What if I made it like 3? I feel like that would work. So if the 750 was basically 5, right, then the units per millimeter there would be 750 divided by 5, which is 150. And if I want 3, then I want about 450. So... Okay. Okay, so now I go into the settings and put this in there. I said I put it in there. Yes, replace it. Open up Fusion again. Okay. 5. I'm gonna write Pillbug because that has an L at the end. And an L needs to be differentiated properly from a space, and a space and an L are the same shape, like topographically, but they're a different size. So in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do this the right way. What? That didn't work. What? Okay. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. And I might even, I wonder if I can change the kerning for the space. No, because that'll just give it more. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now it's done. And the reason why I couldn't figure out how to change the size of the space is because it's so self-explanatory. No one needed a tutorial for it. I'm just stupid. Okay, can I change the, Okay. Window 3P. What are the warnings? Let me see something. Change vertical window. You can make the window display vertical metrics and kerning by view vertical. Available if your font has vertical metrics enabled. Element font info general has vertical metrics. Change vertical width, vertical kerning, etc. The metrics view, Font Forge. How do I make a vertical advanced line in Font Forge? Because probably what's happening is, I'm going to save this here, but probably what's happening is the space bar, or the space as a character, is likely using the entire 1000 of that grid, whereas my other characters are only using like 766 of it. So when I put a space in it, it has to go down by just a little tiny bit in order to fit that extra 250 units. They're not pixels actually, but they're some kind of units. I don't know. If I can change the window, the vertical window of an individual character, or have to make them all it's 700. Let's see. It's 765 and a quarter. So what does glyph info do? Comment positionings, pairwise position substitutions, alt subs, ligatures, text and math, height. FontForge glyph info text and math. Encoding and Unicode data, glyph comment, simple glyph positioning, counter masks, components, text and math. The text pane allows you to specify glyph specifications such as used in text TMF files. The height and depth fields are often the same as the glyph's bounding box. If you don't fill these in, that's what FontForge will use by default, but they should be corrected for optical distortion. So in glyphs like O, these fields should be clipped to the X height and baseline. The italic correction is used by both. The top accent position is another concept from the math table and provides a horizontal position over which to position math accents. Vertical positioning is done somewhere else. For extremely tall glyphs, the normal mechanisms for positioning superscripts are inappropriate, and the is extended shape checkbox alerts the typesetter to this fact. The math kerning button brings up the math kerning dialog, which gives you fine control over the placement of subscripts and superscripts near the glyph. I think that's what I just did. I think if I hit OK, bad number and height. Okay, it can't be a partial number. Hang on. I want to back this up. Now I'll make it. Okay. Okie dokie. Text box. 5. 3DP inverted. Hello. Yeah, okay, that's what did it. That's what did it. So if I do this 2.026 2.026, yeah, and the nearest tenth of a millimeter is 2 millimeters, so that's close enough for me. That's exactly how I want the font to be. So now for sure the font is done, because I even figured out why it was doing that weird thing where if you put a space in it, it made the line bigger, and it was because I defined the space, or the space was defined as too tall. So now I know how to do it. It also explains why it was bigger, it's still bigger but smaller when I made the line spacing what I wanted, because I made the line spacing closer to the height of the space bar. So yeah, this font for sure is done now because it has all of the characteristics I need. I mean, there are some pieces of punctuation that maybe I should do, but I can't see myself needing those punctuations anytime soon. So I'll just do them when I need to do them. So yeah. And then also, I don't know how in the world I can do an equal sign or a minus sign And I don't know. I especially don't know how to distinguish a minus sign from a plus sign. You know, because like I could do a percentage. I can do an ampersand. I can probably even do the quotations and the commas. I could do a slash, right? The minus, I don't know how I want to distinguish that from a plus sign, right? And an equal sign, I don't know how I'm going to do at all, right? Because they're in the middle of the... They're supposed to be in the middle of the line, right? And they're supposed to be... Yeah, it's... I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then an underscore, I don't know if an underscore would actually look good at all. So, like, there are just some things that I don't know. And then a dollar sign. A dollar sign being an S with a line through it is annoying because it's gonna be really hard because this is a chunky font, right? If you look at the S, if you try to put a line through that, that's not gonna look very good. It's super chunky, you know. So I don't know what to do about that. And then like there shouldn't be holes in it either. So like filling that in maybe? I don't know. I don't think that'll make it look like a dollar sign. So there are some symbols that I don't even know if I can even do. But when I need them, I'll do them. So like this, I don't know if I can possibly do a tilde. What's that say? It says ASCII tilde. Tilde, whatever. But yeah, the font is done for now. So that concludes this project.